Hello, welcome back to my channel, Katie with a Y. I'm Katie, and today we're doing a fun boho wall hanging DIY. I originally found my inspiration for this DIY on Pinterest, so I'll put it up here for you. And then shortly after I found that, XO McKenna did a DIY on the same inspo pic. So I watched her video and then I decided to make my own version. So this is my version of that Pinterest photo and of the DIY XO McKenna did. I will link her video in the description below. This was a lot of fun. I will be honest, it took me a while. So you'll see clips from when we lived in our apartment and then clips from when we moved into our house, because during it all we moved, and so the DIY got put on hold, but it's finally done. It looks great hanging in our wall, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump on into it. All right, this is the tray that I found at Goodwill. I already started cutting it, but I was like, I should show what it looked like before. So it's just this cute little like tabletop tray, and it was $4.99, so not bad. Instead of using a piece of wood, I decided to use a placemat. I went to IKEA and got one of their placemats. This was $4.99. Mark here. And then since I don't have a ruler, I'm just going to use something hard to help me get that line. Instead of a Sharpie, I don't know, just less noticeable in case I made some mistakes. So there, we measured a center line. Alright, next I got some embroidery hoop from Michael's. This is a 12-inch one. And we're going to cut these in half and put them on the back of the mats. And that way it'll just make it more sturdy. And this is what you can hang. Like you could put this on your nail on the wall or whatever you choose to hang this on your wall with. And yeah, so it'll give them more shape and all of that. So, alright, I have my embroidery hoop cut in half. This is how it turned out. I did sand the edges a little bit because when it was so close to being cut in half, I just broke it, and so it caused a little, splinters, so I just sanded it a little bit. But now we can glue it on. I can see. We can glue it on embroidery hoop. There we go. Don't need too much. Put it on. Perfect. And while this dries, I'm going to put something heavy on it just to hold it in place so it doesn't move. These are the yarns that I chose. I got biscuit, and I believe this is charcoal, and navy. I chose like the shinier looking ones just because I thought those would look pretty. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to start gluing the yarn on to the back side of our mat. I'm going to start out by making them pretty long. I mean, our inspiration photo, they're almost to the floor. So they're really long. So I'm going to start out with a pretty long, piece of yarn. And then if I want to make it shorter, I can. And I'm going to loop it like this, so it's like, two rather than doing one individually. And you want to glue them pretty close together because you want it to look full. You don't want any gaps. So I am actually just going to cut out the yarn that I need and then start gluing them on. first started doing this DIY project, we lived in the apartment. We had been to the house that we live in now, I think a couple times. And in my mind, this project, that we have a fireplace, I'll show you in a second. And I was like, oh, we can do two, you know, a smaller and a bigger circle on either side of the fireplace, and that would look great, nice and symmetrical. Then we started moving in, and I totally just, you know, like, I don't know, do you ever have those times when you have something like in your head, then even when you see it's not gonna work, in your mind, you're still like, I'm gonna do it? Anyways, that was one of those times. We start moving in, and I noticed that on either side of the fireplace there's two windows, and there's not enough space to hang these. So but that was okay. So then I've been, you know, ever since we moved in, I've been thinking about finishing this project, and I was trying to decide where to put them, and I really just had it stuck in my head that I had to do the two like on either side of something, like I just said, so they're symmetrical. But then the other night it hit me, I don't have to do that. Like, why don't I bunch them together? And it even crossed my mind to like separate them out, so even just do one here and there. But wasn't really a fan of that idea. So the other night I decided I'm gonna put it on one wall that we don't have anything on, and like put them together in a way to where it looks good, like it was meant to be that. So it's like a larger piece rather than they're two separate wall hangings together. So I'm super excited to show you what that's gonna look like. All right, so here's the fireplace. I had originally thought I was gonna put the two wall hangings. So I was gonna put two over there and two over here. But as you can see, we have windows and there's just no space to put them. So we have this wall, it's to the right of the fireplace, and there's nothing on it. So I'm thinking we can hang all four of them together, like one big hanging right there, and that'll be good for that wall, like have something on it. We won't have to add anything else. For the two bigger ones, I accidentally made those strings on the shorter side, so I'm gonna keep these ones on the longer side. So I just need to do a little trim on them and they should be good to go. Be my way of making sure they're even. I laid the gray one on top of the blue one, and now I can see the length I need. Here is how it turned out. I think it looks so good on that wall, and it's nice to finally have something up there. I did steam all these and it looks so much better. I wasn't sure how the yarn would react, but it was all wrinkled before and they look so much better. And I also realized that this one is longer than the outside one, and I purposely left it like that because I like it.